When humanity first entered the galactic stage, their arrival was met with cautious curiosity. The galaxy was a vast network of advanced civilizations, each with its own history, culture, and established norms. Among them, humanity appeared as an unassuming newcomer, neither the most advanced nor the most physically imposing species. Their technology was functional but unremarkable by galactic standards, and their culture seemed, at first glance, chaotic and inconsistent. To most of the galaxy, humans were just another species finding their place in a system that had long since established its balance of power. The initial interactions were polite but uneventful. Humans approached diplomacy with a level of enthusiasm and openness that other species found almost naive. Their representatives were quick to learn and adapt but often brought with them an air of informality that clashed with the rigid decorum of galactic politics. This combination of earnestness and unpredictability made them difficult to categorize. They didn't fit neatly into the roles that other species traditionally played, either conquerors nor passive observers, either purely logical nor entirely emotional. What set humanity apart, however, was their reaction to challenges. While most species approached problems with calculated caution, humans exhibited an unorthodox blend of audacity and creativity. They had a knack for looking at situations from angles no one else considered, often proposing solutions that seemed reckless or outright absurd but somehow worked. This behavior, baffling to the more methodical species, soon became humanity's signature trait. The turning point came during a minor diplomatic incident involving resource negotiations on a neutral station. A misunderstanding escalated tensions between two long-standing rival species. While the rest of the galaxy anticipated a drawn-out diplomatic standoff, humanity stepped in with an approach that defied conventional logic. A human negotiator, in the middle of a heated exchange, confidently declared, "Hold my beer," and proceeded to resolve the issue with a mix of humor, unconventional tactics, and sheer force of personality. The phrase, a casual declaration of intent among humans, quickly became emblematic of their approach to challenges: bold, improvised, and unexpectedly effective. This event was the first in a series of incidents that began to reshape the galaxy's perception of humanity. Time and again, humans demonstrated an ability to thrive under pressure, often turning crises into opportunities. When faced with situations that would paralyze other species with indecision, humans responded with a mix of determination and ingenuity that bordered on reckless. Their solutions were rarely elegant, but they got results, often in ways that left observers equal parts impressed and bewildered. As word of humanity's exploits spread, their reputation began to shift. What had initially been dismissed as overconfidence or luck was now seen as a unique strength. The phrase, "Hold my beer," became a shorthand for the kind of audacious problem-solving that humans brought to the table. It symbolized their willingness to take risks and their uncanny ability to succeed where more cautious approaches failed. The galaxy started to recognize that humanity's greatest asset was not their technology or their numbers, but their mindset, a refusal to accept defeat, no matter how daunting the odds. This emerging reputation came with both admiration and apprehension. While some species viewed humanity as an invaluable ally capable of tackling the impossible, others saw them as a destabilizing force. Their unpredictability made them difficult to trust, especially in a galaxy that valued order and consistency. Yet, even the skeptics couldn't deny the results. When human involvement turned potential disasters into victories, even the most cautious species found themselves reconsidering their stance. Humanity's impact extended beyond their actions. Their attitude toward failure, risk, and success began to influence those around them. In a galaxy where calculated caution was the norm, humanity's willingness to embrace uncertainty challenged deeply ingrained assumptions. Their presence forced other species to reevaluate their own approaches, sparking both innovation and unease. Some saw humanity as a necessary disruptor, pushing the galaxy toward progress. Others viewed them as a dangerous wildcard, capable of upending the delicate balance that had been maintained for centuries. Despite the mixed reactions, humanity's place in the galactic community was firmly established. They were no longer seen as unassuming newcomers but as a force to be reckoned with, one that could not be ignored or easily dismissed. The phrase, "Hold my beer," became synonymous with humanity's approach to adversity, a declaration that no challenge was too great and no situation too far gone to turn around. For better or worse, the galaxy had learned that when humans stepped up, the outcome was anything but predictable. Humanity's presence in the galaxy continued to confound and impress. Their actions in pivotal moments left a trail of stories that began to define their reputation. Unlike other species, whose problem-solving methods relied on centuries of established protocols, humans approached challenges with a mix of creativity and audacity that often left observers stunned. This unpredictability became their hallmark, and soon, humanity's unique way of turning impossible situations into victories garnered attention across star systems. One of the key factors behind humanity's rising influence was their ability to adapt rapidly. While many civilizations spent decades perfecting a single strategy or refining specific technologies, humans had an uncanny ability to combine disparate elements into functional solutions. Their military, for instance, was not the most advanced, but their ability to improvise under pressure often made them appear far more formidable than their resources suggested. Their engineers were renowned for their ingenuity, repurposing obsolete technology in ways that outperformed cutting-edge systems. These qualities allowed them to achieve results that defied galactic norms, earning them a reputation as the galaxy's ultimate problem solvers. Humanity's unorthodox approach was particularly evident in high-stakes situations where failure seemed inevitable. In one instance, when a critical galactic relay was on the verge of collapse due to a cascading failure in its stabilizers, multiple civilizations deemed it unsalvageable. The loss of the relay would have resulted in massive disruptions to communication across several star systems, sparking panic. Humanity, however, refused to accept this as an inevitability. A team of human engineers, using salvaged components and a series of risky maneuvers, managed to stabilize the relay just before its critical systems failed entirely. The solution was not elegant, but it worked, and it worked in a way that no one else had even considered attempting. This pattern repeated itself in other scenarios, whether it involved averting large-scale disasters or solving logistical challenges. Humans demonstrated an exceptional ability to think outside the box, often turning conventional wisdom on its head. They excelled in scenarios where failure demanded creative thinking under extreme pressure. Their methods were often chaotic, but they consistently delivered results that earned them grudging respect, even from the most skeptical species. Their adaptability extended beyond technology and problem-solving. Humanity's cultural diversity gave them an edge in diplomacy and interspecies relations. They had a natural ability to bridge cultural divides, often finding common ground where others saw irreconcilable differences. This skill made them invaluable as mediators in disputes between rival factions, and their success in this role further cemented their growing influence. Their willingness to take risks, even in delicate political situations, often resulted in breakthroughs that no one else thought possible. While humanity's rise in prominence brought admiration, it also generated unease among some species. Their unpredictability made them difficult to plan around, particularly in alliances where consistency and reliability were paramount. This led to a growing perception of humanity as a wild card, capable of greatness but also inherently volatile. Some civilizations expressed concern that humanity's propensity for risk-taking could lead to unintended consequences, especially in situations where their unconventional methods clashed with established protocols. Despite these concerns, humanity's contributions were impossible to ignore. Their involvement often turned the tide in scenarios where traditional methods had failed. In several instances, galactic alliances turned to humanity when they had no other options, recognizing that the risk of involving them was outweighed by the potential for success. These moments reinforced the idea that humanity was uniquely suited to handle crises that defied conventional approaches. They brought a level of audacity and determination that no other species could match. As humanity's reputation grew, so did the stories surrounding their exploits. Their willingness to take on challenges that others deemed impossible became a source of both inspiration and caution. Species across the galaxy began to associate humans with a certain kind of inevitability. If they were involved, something extraordinary was bound to happen. The phrase, "Hold my beer," which had once been a quirk of human culture, now symbolized their audacious spirit. It became shorthand for the moment when humans stepped up and turned the tables, often in spectacular fashion. This perception of humanity as a force of nature reshaped their interactions with the galaxy. They were no longer seen as just another species finding its place in the cosmic order. Instead, they were recognized as a catalyst for change, capable of altering the course of events through sheer force of will and ingenuity. Whether this change was welcomed or feared depended on the perspective of those observing it, but one thing was certain: humanity could not be ignored. Their rising influence also began to shift the dynamics of power within the galaxy. While humanity had started as newcomers with limited resources, their ability to succeed in situations where others failed earned them a level of respect that went beyond material wealth or technological prowess. They had proven that their greatest strength lay not in what they possessed but in how they thought and acted. This intangible quality, part creativity, part tenacity, and part audacity, set them apart in ways that no other species could replicate. Humanity's growing role in the galaxy was not without its challenges. Their successes created expectations that were difficult to manage, and their failures were scrutinized more harshly than those of other species. Their methods, while effective, often left others questioning the long-term consequences of their actions. Yet, for all the risks and uncertainties, humanity's impact was undeniable. They had carved out a place for themselves in the galaxy, one that defied conventional wisdom and challenged the status quo. Through their actions, humanity had redefined what it meant to be a part of the galactic community. They were no longer seen as unassuming newcomers but as a species capable of greatness, tempered by a willingness to take chances that others wouldn't dare. Their reputation as problem solvers, risk takers, and innovators solidified their position as one of the most dynamic forces in the galaxy. For better or worse, humanity had become a species that others looked to when the stakes were highest, knowing that their involvement meant anything was possible. The galaxy's uneasy balance was shattered when a threat unlike any before emerged, a vast, unrelenting force that neither diplomacy nor advanced weaponry could contain. This new adversary defied conventional solutions, challenging every civilization to reconsider their strategies and priorities. As the threat expanded, it became evident that no single species, no matter how advanced, could face it alone. The galaxy was at a crossroads, and its survival hinged on cooperation and ingenuity. In the face of this crisis, humanity's reputation as unconventional problem solvers drew immediate attention. While the galaxy's more established powers debated strategies and struggled to coordinate, humanity took a proactive approach. Their experience with adversity, combined with their ability to adapt quickly, allowed them to assess the situation from angles others had overlooked. Where other species hesitated, burdened by protocol and caution, humans acted, demonstrating the urgency required to confront such an existential threat. Humanity's approach was marked by their willingness to experiment and take risks. They began by analyzing the enemy's patterns and weaknesses, leveraging their unique ability to combine disparate technologies into cohesive solutions. Human engineers, scientists, and strategists worked tirelessly, often in makeshift conditions, to devise countermeasures that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. Their strategies were bold, relying on creativity rather than brute force, and often produced results that surprised even their closest allies. One of humanity's key contributions was their ability to unify diverse factions around a shared goal. Where mistrust and rivalry hindered cooperation among galactic powers, humans acted as mediators, bridging divides that had persisted for centuries. Their diplomacy was unorthodox, relying on directness and humor that some found disarming, but it worked. Slowly, humanity built a coalition of species willing to set aside their differences in the face of a common enemy. This coalition, however, was fragile, and the threat continued to grow. Humanity's leadership extended beyond diplomacy, as they took the lead in formulating a coordinated response. Their plans were ambitious, involving simultaneous strikes, rapid adaptation to enemy tactics, and the use of experimental technology. While other species were hesitant to place their trust in such a risky approach, humanity's track record of succeeding against the odds gave them little choice. Reluctantly, the galaxy followed their lead. Humanity's efforts were not without setbacks. Their bold strategies often pushed the limits of what their allies could handle, leading to friction within the coalition. Some species criticized humanity's approach as reckless, arguing that their solutions, while effective in the short term, could lead to unintended consequences. These criticisms were not entirely unfounded, as humanity's willingness to embrace risk sometimes resulted in failures that set back their progress. Yet, each failure became a lesson, driving them to refine their methods and push forward with even greater determination. The turning point in the conflict came when humanity proposed a plan that seemed as audacious as it was desperate. They suggested using the very technology of the enemy against them, repurposing it in ways no one else had considered. This plan required not only technical ingenuity, but also a level of cooperation and coordination that had never been achieved on such a scale. Humanity took on the most dangerous tasks themselves, demonstrating their commitment to the cause and earning the grudging respect of their allies. The execution of this plan was a defining moment. Humanity's engineers and scientists worked alongside teams from across the galaxy, blending their unconventional ideas with the precision and expertise of their allies. The result was a series of synchronized operations that targeted the enemy's critical vulnerabilities. These operations were high risk, with success hinging on split-second timing and flawless execution. Despite the odds, the plan succeeded, dealing a significant blow to the enemy and turning the tide of the conflict. This victory marked a shift in the galaxy's perception of humanity. They were no longer seen merely as problem solvers or risk-takers but as leaders capable of inspiring and uniting others. Their ability to think beyond conventional boundaries had not only saved countless lives but also demonstrated the potential of true collaboration. The phrase, "Hold my beer," once a light-hearted expression of human audacity, now carried a weightier meaning. It symbolized humanity's role as the species willing to take on the impossible and succeed. As the conflict continued, humanity's influence within the coalition grew. Their ability to adapt to changing circumstances and devise innovative solutions became a cornerstone of the galaxy's strategy. Other species, once hesitant to follow their lead, began to adopt elements of humanity's approach, recognizing the value of their flexibility and determination. The crisis, while devastating, became a catalyst for change, breaking down barriers and fostering a new sense of unity among civilizations. Humanity's role in the coalition extended beyond strategy and technology. Their resilience and optimism in the face of overwhelming odds became a source of inspiration for others. Even in the darkest moments, humanity's refusal to give up reminded their allies of the importance of hope and perseverance. This intangible quality, as much as their tangible contributions, solidified their position as a driving force in the galaxy's response to the crisis. By the time the enemy's advance was finally halted, humanity had cemented their reputation as one of the galaxy's most dynamic and influential species. Their actions had not only saved lives but also reshaped the way civilizations approach challenges. They had proven that audacity, creativity, and collaboration could overcome even the most insurmountable obstacles. The phrase, "Hold my beer," had become a rallying cry, embodying the spirit of a species that refused to accept defeat and inspired others to do the same. The aftermath of the conflict left the galaxy forever changed. Humanity's role in the coalition had redefined their place in the cosmic order, elevating them from newcomers to leaders. They had demonstrated that their unique approach, equal parts risk and ingenuity, was not just a quirk but a strength that could inspire and unite. The galaxy now understood that when humans said, "Hold my beer," it wasn't just a declaration of intent, it was a promise to rise to the occasion and change the game. The final stages of the crisis revealed the full extent of humanity's impact on the galaxy. The coalition they had led, once fractured by distrust and competing interests, now moved as a unified force. The combined efforts of diverse civilizations, guided by humanity's audacious strategies and relentless determination, succeeded in countering the existential threat that had loomed over them all. This victory was not just a testament to collective strength but to humanity's unique ability to inspire and transform even the most rigid systems. Humanity's defining contribution was their willingness to act decisively in moments of uncertainty. While other species hesitated, bound by tradition or fear of failure, humans demonstrated that the greatest risks often yielded the greatest rewards. Their approach to leadership, marked by adaptability and a refusal to shy away from challenges, became a model that others began to emulate. In this way, humanity did more than resolve a galactic crisis. They redefined how civilizations approached the unknown. The aftermath of the victory brought a new set of challenges. The galaxy, though spared from immediate destruction, faced a period of reconstruction and reflection. Infrastructure had been devastated, alliances strained, and trust tested. Yet, the lessons learned during the crisis provided a foundation for moving forward. Humanity, now recognized as a central figure in galactic politics, played a key role in shaping this new era. Their focus shifted from confrontation to rebuilding, as they worked to ensure that the unity forged in conflict would not unravel in peace. One of humanity's first initiatives was to establish a framework for sustained collaboration among the coalition members. This was not an easy task, as centuries of rivalry and mistrust could not be erased overnight. However, humanity's pragmatic approach, combined with their ability to mediate between conflicting perspectives, allowed them to create a platform for dialogue and cooperation. This framework became the foundation for a new era of galactic governance, where decisions were guided by shared goals rather than individual interests. The integration of technology and knowledge gained during the crisis was another priority. Humanity advocated for the open sharing of innovations developed during the conflict, arguing that collective advancement was the best way to prevent future threats. This stance earned them both allies and critics, as some species feared losing their competitive edge. Nevertheless, humanity's insistence on collaboration set a precedent, fostering a spirit of transparency and mutual benefit that gradually reshaped the galactic landscape. Despite their successes, humanity faced scrutiny. Their methods, though effective, were not without consequences. Critics pointed to instances where their risk-taking had caused collateral damage or strained resources. Others questioned their growing influence, wary of a single species exerting too much control over galactic affairs. Humanity responded to these concerns with humility, emphasizing their role as facilitators rather than rulers. They sought to empower other civilizations, encouraging them to take ownership of the collective future they had helped secure. This period of rebuilding also brought introspection for humanity. The crisis had forced them to confront their own limitations and vulnerabilities, even as they achieved extraordinary feats. They recognized that their strength lay not in individual heroics but in their ability to work together, to innovate under pressure, and to inspire others to rise above their differences. These lessons became central to their identity, shaping how they approached both internal and external challenges in the years to come. As the galaxy stabilized, humanity's influence continued to grow. Their reputation as audacious problem solvers and unifying leaders earned them a place of respect among even the most advanced civilizations. Yet, this respect was tempered by a recognition of their unpredictability. Humanity's tendency to embrace the unexpected, symbolized by the phrase, "Hold my beer," remained both their greatest asset and a source of unease for those who valued stability above all else. The legacy of humanity's actions extended far beyond the immediate aftermath of the crisis. Their willingness to challenge conventions and embrace risk reshaped the galaxy's understanding of what was possible. They proved that survival required more than technology or numbers. It required courage, creativity, and the ability to adapt to the unknown. This lesson resonated across civilizations, inspiring a new generation of leaders to think beyond the limits of tradition and embrace the potential for transformation. As humanity looked to the future, they remained mindful of the responsibilities that came with their influence. They understood that their role was not to dominate but to guide, to ensure that the unity they had fostered endured beyond the immediate crisis. This commitment to collaboration and shared progress became the cornerstone of their approach to galactic relations, earning them a reputation as both innovators and bridge builders. The phrase, "Hold my beer," once a casual expression of human audacity, had taken on a new meaning. It now symbolized a willingness to confront the impossible, to act when others hesitated, and to turn adversity into opportunity. For humanity, it was a reminder of their journey, from underestimated newcomers to a species that had reshaped the galaxy's future. For the galaxy, it was a testament to the power of resilience and the potential for greatness that lay within even the most unexpected allies. In the end, humanity's impact on the galaxy was not measured solely by their victories, but by the change they inspired. They had proven that even in the face of overwhelming odds, a species willing to embrace risk and think differently could achieve the extraordinary. Their journey was a story of transformation, of themselves, of the galaxy, and of the very nature of what it meant to be a part of a vast, interconnected universe. As they continued to push the boundaries of what was possible, the galaxy knew one thing for certain: when humans said, "Hold my beer," the universe itself braced for what came next. The transformation of the galaxy after the crisis marked a new chapter in its history, with humanity at the forefront of this change. Their role in uniting diverse civilizations during the conflict had shifted perceptions and created an enduring impact on interstellar relationships. Humanity's emphasis on adaptability, collaboration, and bold problem-solving had not only helped avert disaster but also set the stage for a more cohesive and dynamic galactic community. As peace returned, humanity focused on ensuring that the alliances forged during the crisis would endure. They worked to establish systems that emphasized shared accountability and mutual benefit. These initiatives aimed to prevent the kind of fragmentation and rivalry that had once hindered collective action. Their approach was pragmatic, rooted in the belief that unity required continuous effort and transparent communication. By encouraging open dialogue and equitable resource sharing, humanity fostered trust among civilizations that had historically been at odds. Their efforts to promote collaboration extended to technology and knowledge sharing. Humanity championed the idea that advancements made during the crisis should benefit all, not just a select few. This stance encouraged a level of openness that was rare in galactic politics, where technological superiority often dictated power dynamics. While some civilizations resisted, fearing a loss of competitive advantage, humanity's persistence led to agreements that facilitated joint research and innovation. These collaborations began to yield breakthroughs that benefited the entire galaxy, reinforcing the value of collective progress. Humanity's influence also reshaped cultural and philosophical perspectives across the galaxy. Their approach to risk, resilience, and problem-solving challenged long-standing norms. Species that had once valued caution and tradition began to explore new ways of thinking, inspired by humanity's success in turning adversity into opportunity. This shift sparked a wave of creativity and exploration, as civilizations sought to emulate the audacity and ingenuity that had defined humanity's actions during the crisis. Despite these achievements, humanity remained mindful of the challenges of leadership. They understood that their growing influence came with responsibilities that required careful navigation. Critics continued to voice concerns about humanity's unpredictability, pointing to the potential for their audacious methods to create unintended consequences. Humanity addressed these concerns by fostering partnerships that emphasized shared decision-making and accountability, ensuring that their actions were guided by consensus rather than unilateral ambition. The lessons of the crisis also influenced humanity's internal development. The experience of leading a galactic coalition had revealed both their strengths and their vulnerabilities. They recognized the importance of fostering unity within their own civilization, ensuring that their actions reflected the values they had championed on the galactic stage. This introspection led to reforms that strengthened their institutions and reinforced their commitment to innovation, inclusivity, and resilience. As the galaxy settled into a new era, humanity's role became increasingly symbolic. They were no longer seen merely as leaders or innovators but as a testament to the potential of adaptability and determination. Their journey from underestimated newcomers to pivotal players in the galaxy's survival became a source of inspiration for other civilizations. Humanity's story demonstrated that greatness was not defined by power or resources alone but by the ability to rise to challenges and inspire others to do the same. The phrase, "Hold my beer," once a casual expression of human confidence, had become a universal shorthand for daring to take risks and achieve the improbable. It encapsulated humanity's spirit of audacity and their refusal to accept limitations. For the galaxy, it served as a reminder of what could be accomplished when creativity, resilience, and collaboration came together. For humanity, it was a reflection of their journey and a promise to continue pushing the boundaries of what was possible. In the years that followed, humanity's legacy continued to shape the galaxy. Their influence extended beyond the immediate aftermath of the crisis, leaving an indelible mark on the way civilizations approached challenges and opportunities. They had proven that even in the face of overwhelming odds, boldness and innovation could overcome the impossible. As they moved forward, humanity remained committed to the principles that had guided them through their darkest moments, ensuring that their impact would resonate for generations to come.